Welcome once again to the Darebin International Sports Centre. Today it is the men's singles final of the Australian Open Championships for 2013. And if there needs to be more proof about the changing face of Australian lawn bowls, this is it. The men's singles final sees 21-year-old Aaron Wilson from Victoria taking on a 17-year-old Western Australian, and that man is by the name of Ayres. Aaron Wilson is from the Brighton club in Victoria. He was a semi-finalist here 2 years ago and caused a big upset yesterday when he defeated former world champion Jeremy Henry to reach today's final. Well, Aaron, congratulations through to the final. How are the nerves on the eve of such a big match in what is a relatively young career?
Oh, nerves are a little bit higher, I suppose, but I've been out here a few times and they say it gets easier, but obviously in the Australian Open final it probably doesn't. So, but just looking forward to getting out there and putting on a show.
Did you think you'd be in an Australian Open final and be the more senior of the two players?
Oh, I'm just as surprised as you are, brother. I'm feeling like the veteran here, to be honest. 21 years old, and Lisa Phillips, 19 years old, and won that one. So, yeah, I feel like the old one in this final. So,
what's the key for you to win today?
Oh, obviously I've had some good form leading into it. Just got to play well and bowls on the head, and yeah, see how we go from there.
Over to the teenager from the Stirling Club in Perth. Ayres has won all his 6 matches of the Australian Open, and among his scalps has been Commonwealth Games gold medalist 𝘗𝘳𝘦𝘴𝘦𝘯𝘵 and runner-up at last year's Open, Nathan Rice. Well, Matthew, congratulations on reaching the final. You're taking on another young competitor in Aaron Wilson. What are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, just a bit nervous still, and yeah, it's a big game in the final, but feeling confident that hopefully it's a good show and I play pretty well. So yeah.
You showed plenty of composure in your semi-final. What is the key on the green for you to be relaxed?
I just take my time, a few deep breaths, and a couple of swigs of water is always good, and just relax a bit.
Do you think there's an important thing, one thing that you have to do today to play well and to win this title?
Just probably consistency and just making sure I've always got a couple in the head, and play a few big shots might be the difference between winning and losing.
Well, joining me in commentary for this men's final, 𝘱𝘳𝘏𝘚. And Steve, as national coach, you must be absolutely delighted a 21-year-old and a 17-year-old are in our national final.
Oh, Mark, I'm stoked. This is fantastic. Two great young champions on the way through. They're establishing themselves in the sport really handsomely well this week. It's going to be a ripper final, but yeah, really excited. It's going to be a great game.
They were both composed in their semi-final, but do you see the key is who will show the most composure in this final?
It's interesting just watching them before you get underway, and they both look very relaxed. They're talking to friends, they're doing the iPhone thing, all that sort of stuff, so they look pretty at ease. The first couple of ends will be a bit of a test, and I think we'll get a better idea then, but look, they handle the semi-finals extremely well, so looking forward to a great tussle with two very talented young men.
Well, who would have thought when this tournament started a week ago that the men's singles final would be between 21-year-old Aaron Wilson and 17-year-old Ayres from WA. I'm sure that the national coach 𝘱𝘳𝘏𝘚, you were not thinking these two gentlemen, or one of them still a boy, really, would get through to the final.
Absolutely, Mark. I mean, it's sensational, isn't it? And they've upstaged their more well-known and higher-profile counterparts, and they're totally deserving of being here. It's going to be a great game. They've both been on fire throughout the event, and they've handled the pressures and the stresses, and just composed themselves so well. So I'm really excited. It goes to show you, this is a classic example of for the non-converted, I suppose, how bowls is going these days. There's so many great young players in the game.
Well, Aaron Wilson, the local boy, gets us underway. He has the white bowls with the red sticker, wearing the red uniform, and despite the composure these two men showed in their semi-final to defeat a former world champion, as Aaron did, and last year's runner-up, as Matt did, and a Commonwealth Games gold medalist in the quarter-final. They wouldn't be human if they weren't nervous here.
No, that's for sure. I know Matt had the better of 𝘗𝘳𝘏𝘴𝘦𝘡 in the quarter-final in a tough game, and he held his composure, and Kelvin, he's a great, he's one of the icons of the sport, and he had huge raps on Matt after the game about just how he handled himself, how well he played. Solid start by Aaron here in the first end.
They'll both be after a good start.
Be a massive confidence boost, wouldn't it, for either of them?
Conditions ideal here at Darebin. Sun shining, bit of a breeze.
Very quick player. Aaron Wilson on the mat. He doesn't take any time. He's straight in there. He's very much a rhythm player.
Interesting that he's chosen a relatively shortish end to start.
Fine shot too. Doesn't look like the bowl's of a nervous player. Pressure on young Matthew straight away.
Be interested to see what sort of a reaction the older players, you can call them now, those that are in their late 20s and 30s in the Australian men's team, will have to these two youngsters being here, looking over their shoulder at the young pups coming through.
Certainly be envious. There's a nice little purse at the end of this for both the winner and runner-up, and
18,000 for the winner.
Yeah, bowling.
Not too many 21-year-olds earn 18 grand a week. He needs to in a measure. He needs to come up with something here, and we've seen in the quarterfinal, the semi-final, that is exactly what he's capable of.
Nice easy action. Chance of reducing this. He's very close.
Is it going to turn enough? He does reduce it. Or does it just run on a little bit?
Just held off a little bit.
And rolled away, didn't it?
It did slightly.
It's one and a measure, I'd say now. Or
Two, mate.
two. He's got one.
Yeah. 2 to 1.
Two to Aaron Wilson to start this men's singles final. And he seemed to settle quicker. Much better bowl the last one from Matt Ayres, but a little bit more of a nervous start. He had trouble finding the jack, whereas his opponent seemed to get there a bit quicker. There is our marker, John Roberts, this men's singles final.
Pretty good support for both players here too. There's a big contingent from WA across, and they've been pretty boisterous in their support for Matthew, and of course Aaron being a local boy, no shortage there either, so that's a great start. It's exactly what he did to Jeremy in the semi-final. He really mastered that first bowl and had Jeremy chasing most of the game.
Of course, Matt Ayres had to withdraw from the under-18s to play in the semi-final. Now he finds himself in the final. There's not only plenty of WA support here for him, there's plenty of the younger brigade who are here for the championships supporting him as well. They one day hope to be out there competing themselves.
A few of the juniors are quite relieved he's pulled out of the junior singles as well. That's great shooting. Well played.
You can't buy the experience they're gaining here either, can you, Steve? Down the track, to be in this atmosphere at such a young age, a developing age of their career, will prove enormous value later.
It certainly will, win, lose or draw. They've beaten some great players on the way, that's the thing too, so.
Impressive start here from Aaron Wilson.
It's a good shot there.
Just ran on a tad.
Be happy with where it's finished.
Started playing lawn bowls, Matt Ayres, because shattered his knee playing Australian rules football over in WA. So Aussie rules has lost his lawn bowls game, and this has got to keep going. He wants it just to go another foot, and that would have been absolutely perfect, but it'll make his next shot a bit difficult too, Steve, won't it?
Well, yeah, it'll depend where Aaron puts this, but he might even have to look at getting a little bit aggressive with this now. It does cut him off from drawing the shot there to some extent. I haven't seen enough of him play yet to know whether he is an aggressive player or not.
Is this going to reach?
No, just left a little bit behind on this occasion. He hasn't played many of those throughout this event. Well, he's got a chance here. His bowl's protected on that side of the rink. I think if it were me, I'd be going for the shot bowl or the jack. He's got a few options. He could get both bowls out to make 3, or jack down the back, and on the way through, he could even collect the back white bowl and make a conversion that way as well. So, a couple of options.
He's had a thought.
Yeah.
He knows what he wants to do. Looks like he's going for a bit of weight, is it?
No, oh yes, just underneath the front one.
Is it going to get through?
Well, he needs some luck now. Yeah, not to be on that occasion.
He doesn't get it, and it will be 1, possibly 2, to favour the second for Aaron.
I'll go ahead.
They're going to measure. So 1 conceded. Will it be 2? That would be a good start here for Aaron Wilson. It's tight, isn't it?
The hand shaking.
It's really tight. This might be to call the umpire out to.
Yeah, 2.
It is 2. It is 2 to the white. Aaron Wilson, who holds a very handy 4-0 lead after 2 ends. This first set of the Australian Open 2013 at the Darebin International Sports Centre in Melbourne, Victoria.
Aaron, the slightly more experienced player of the two. He has featured in the Grand Prix singles final before, and he's a current Victorian state representative. Matt yet to get to that stage, so.
And he did make it through to the semi-finals here in 2011.
Yes.
At 21 he is.
Once again, a very good start.
Steve, would it be fair to say that learning the skills of the game of bowls in terms of delivery, etc., are a lot easier than the tactics of the game, and you know that it's only experience that will teach you what shots to play, when to play, and how to protect and how to attack?
Yeah, certainly, Mark. Great comment, really. I mean, this is still very much a development stage for these players, I would say. You know, watching some of the young ones that we've seen in the semi-finals, their raw talent is quite amazing. You know, there's no ailments. The techniques are fine. You know, maybe they can tweak them a little bit, but the 2 good shots. Just the knowledge of the game. That's where they'll continue to develop now, and you know, these guys are well on their way by the way they're playing this. So
that's what makes it so exciting about these two, doesn't it?
I'll say.
He doesn't like that.
No, just it's slightly different. You're just getting them out a touch higher out there. It is a little bit different line and weight. Aaron's enjoying that side of the rink, that's for sure. No, he needs to turn this over, really. Oh, it's actually, he's a very tall young man.
Still growing.
Frightening, isn't it? It's close. A little bit of help off the wing bowl. What a great shot. Nerves of steel.
So Aaron's going to come down and have a look.
Great chance for him here, 3 seconds. I think the key to this shot is just electing what sort of weight he wants to play at it. I think if it were me, I'd be going quite firm.
At the shot bowl?
Yeah. He's got a few chances there. He can actually peel off one of his own to get it out as well. He'd be hopeful if he does get connection, though, that he gets it clean and no jack movement. That's the key to this shot. Fairly controlled weight. It's close.
It's tracking.
It's close.
It's tracking.
Well, great attempt. Matthew will breathe a little sigh of relief.
We have to go to the forehand here. Ayres.
You'd expect him to do that. It's pretty tied up there on the backhand now. Hasn't played a forehand shot yet going this way, so be mindful to watch his line. He doesn't want to turn that front white bowl in of Ayres, so a little careful with this one. Be fairly relieved to get on the board.
I think he'd be happy to just take the shot and not get near that front bowl. That's the worry, isn't it?
I think he's had a
not even
attempt at
close.
that. I think that's a chicken bowl for sure.
Yeah, but he is on the board, and that will settle the nerves, and he'll feel that he's in the final now, although Aaron Wilson does lead by 4 shots to 1. We were fortunate enough in the women's final for it to come down to the last bowl of the last end of the 3rd set. We couldn't be as lucky again, could we?
Well, they set a precedence, the girls.
Sorry.
He'd be disappointed with that opening bowl.
Yeah, it's a bit of a missed opportunity, isn't it? But got to try and get over that pretty quickly. Aim up for the next one.
And he seemed to do that in the semi-final. That's one of the things about these youngsters, isn't it, Steve? They are able to brush a poor bowler aside, aren't they?
They don't sort of lull in the pass too often, do they? It's all going forward. Not much fear about them. You see his first short one's just made that shot so much more difficult. He's thrown it out wider to make sure he gets around his own short bowl and paid the penalty. So it's a double whammy, that first bowl, really.
This is a bit of a ragged end at the moment.
Yeah, I think that front bowl, that front green bowl's made it a little bit difficult for both players. He's taking a bit more time with this shot. Chasing it with interest, so he must like it to there. He needs to keep turning and running. Oh, he's unlucky, really. Fell against the bias. Falls in, he's likely shot.
Thanks, mate.
And that's very easy to do. I know when you're sitting back watching that you think, my goodness, I could beat that. But that hand, that side of the green is considerably slower. And it's an old adage in the game that when you change hands, add a metre. Because it's just a different feel. And Aaron's probably fallen for the old 1-2 there.
We'll get final throw at it though, Aaron Wilson. There's plenty of green grass around that jack.
Matt's decided to change as well. And he's given his bowl a chance, which is very good. A bit of jack here would be interesting. Needs the jack. Oh, that's a great attempt.
It's run on a bit far, and marker favours 1 to green, 1 to Ayres. It's tight.
Not sure if he's here again, is he?
I don't think so.
No, definitely slower that side.
And the marker says 1 to Ayres from our position almost on top at this end. Steve? Is it? They don't know, the players.
I'm not sure. They're both claiming 1.
They're going to measure, yeah.
Looks like the white bowl, but
Sorry?
I think Melbourne might even snag it.
I think we will as well.
Yep.
One. I thought it was white. Yep. And there it is. I'm sure that the marker put up the green paddle.
Okay. Mass confusion.
And it is 1 to the white bowl. And number 5 here in the men's singles final, the Australian Open for 2013. And it's the 21-year-old, the more experienced Aaron Wilson, who has that lead at the moment because he's controlled the mat for the majority of the match. He's sort of been in control and he's leading the way, and Matt Ayres is trying to stay with him. 17 years of age.
Some life in this just yet, but he needs to get off to a slightly better start on each end here. Young Matt, I'm sure he'd be thinking the same thing. Willing it to turn. It's a good start. Good shot. It's the tricky part with that hand. If you just get under, they do run away a little bit. Fairly fine line there. That's something Aaron's been doing very well. He's been hitting the line consistently well. And he's close again here. Fine shot.
Well, he's in a rhythm at the moment, and it's up to Matt Ayres to try and break that rhythm by coming out with a couple of big shots himself. So if he's not careful, this set could get away from him quickly. To the forehand.
Needs to hurry. It's a fair attempt. Oh, it's a very good try. Trouble is, it doesn't give you much of an option for his last bowl now.
Aaron Wilson quickly on the mat and away. Wants to keep the momentum going his way. And get a nice kiss here.
Good bowling.
Holds 3.
Tough shot here.
A big moment in the match, isn't it? He's down 3. He's turned away straight away. Didn't like it. It's not going to get past. Not going to turn.
It's a big end.
Disappointment there for Matt Ayres. It is 3. And after 5 ends, it is Aaron Wilson leading 8 shots to 1. Matt Ayres has to win this next end, I would suggest.
Well, we've seen him do it. He did against Nathan Rice in the semi-final. He was 7 shots behind and came back to tie the set and ultimately win the match. So he doesn't go away easily. As you say, he's got to strike now.
You're 100% right. He was down and out there, but he was playing better. In that match, he was up a set and he was confident. Nathan had just played well for a couple of ends. Whereas on this occasion, Matt's slightly off and Aaron's playing very well.
He certainly is. Not happy. He's generally never far away, is he, Aaron? Played a couple of loose short ones coming this way last time, but apart from that, generally very consistent. Better, much better. Needs a little roost on that white bowl. Oh, it just held.
Aaron Wilson is playing exactly the sort of game he would have wanted to play, coming into a final, putting pressure on his opponent, getting his bowls there or thereabouts on most occasions, taking advantage of any opportunity. It's up now to Matt Ayres to turn things around for himself, but he's got to get his bowls to the jack.
Oh, Aaron's got to be feeling good about this at the moment.
Well, Matt's got plenty of support here, Steve, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
He hasn't given them anything to cheer about yet.
No, there's a long way to go, though. This game can change very, very quickly.
But he needs them to help lift, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, yeah. Probably only take an end or two of good play from him, and the crowd will get much more animated and lift his confidence. He's probably feeling a little bit down at the moment.
This run out.
Well, he's in a position now where he's got to change hands or change his tactic, get aggressive, something.
We saw him do this on many occasions in the semi-final. He'd dearly love to kickstart.
He's not happy.
No. Too tight.
Needs some luck. Oh, he nearly got a feather from the front bowl, but Wade was good to get the shot.
I think it's 3 to Aaron Wilson here. Is it? It's got to be close to 3. It is 3 to White, and it is desperation now for Aaron Wilson. He leads 11-1 as the Victorian over Matt Ayres as we head downstairs to Andrew Holmes.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Mark Cowan, coach of Aaron Wilson this afternoon. That's the start he would have been looking for.
Most definitely, Andrew. I'm very pleased with the start so far. Over the last 12 months, 18 months, he's been in very, very good form at state level. If he sticks to what he's doing at the moment, which is drawing well, he'll go very close to winning the straight sets.
He's playing an opponent who not many of us have heard of. Did you know if he knew much about him before the match?
No, and I had no idea about him much either. But yeah, sort of come off the radar. But that's what these tournaments throw up, you know, an outsider. And I know Robert Doody sort of won from nowhere a few years ago, and obviously he's trying to do the same.
Great advertisement for the sport, though, isn't it, having these young guns going head to head? Yeah,
these young blokes, they don't have much fear as far as their bowls are concerned. Sometimes I think their running shots are a bit better than their draws, but by the look of them, they're both very good draw bowlers, so it should come right down to the wire, I think. So.
What are some of his strengths in his game?
Oh, look, his draw shots is very, very good, you know. But as I said, he tends to get a bit impetuous sometimes and runs at the head when he doesn't have to be. But we're working on that with him, so hopefully he'll go all right.
Steve Glasson said earlier in the match that he's very quick on the mat and wants to get the game moving along at his tempo. Is that something you see from him regularly?
Yeah, it is, and it's a bit like your golf. You think about it too much sometimes, you overthink some of your delivery. So he just gets on a bit like Aaron Sheriff and just bowls it and doesn't think too much about it.
Thanks.
Seems to work for him.
Thanks for your time.
No worries.
Well, he has a 10-shot lead in this set. The advantage for Matt Ayres is whatever he wins with this first set by Aaron, if he does, it doesn't carry over to the second, and that will make him feel better, that shot.
He needs to play a few good ones at the end of this this first set. It's unlikely he'll escape out of this, you never know, but certainly be geared up and ready to go for the second set.
Well, if he doesn't win this end, the set's over. The difference, and there'll only be 8 shots on offer, and even if he wins it by a shot, it'll be over.
Still not enough, yeah. Doesn't like it. Good speed. She's quick, isn't he?
Yeah, it's his last bowl of this end.
No messing around. Well, this bowl would keep him in the set, albeit a fair way back. See if he can manufacture something special.
How's the line?
Well, he's watching it closely.
Bit tight, I think. He might
Just
hit his
under
own
it.
bowl.
Well, he's got to hold. Well, he got his onto that one. It was a great attempt.
It's a great effort. He keeps himself alive. He's got 2 shots. And so he's still alive in this first set. Regardless of what they say, surely he hasn't conceded the set.
No, he more or less had, and I think Aaron actually went back to the calculator and did math on it and worked out that the set was still alive as well, and to his credit gave him the option to say, well, hang on a sec, mate, we're not over yet, but certainly maybe a restudy of the times table or something. And
well, he's only 17, mate.
Oh, look.
He's missing a bit of school this week.
Yeah,
Might
he
have been
is.
his maths tables.
He'll know the maths if he wins $18,000, I'm sure.
Well, he does know here that he has to get all 4 shots. Otherwise, it will be the second set. Something he's done pretty consistently, isn't it, Aaron Wilson? His first bowl has been pretty good on every end.
It's been a feature of his play in all the games I've seen. He's got the right idea. He's making sure he's not dropping short, so at least he's got a scoring opportunity near the end of this this particular play. But Aaron's close again. He really needs to get the jack off that last bowl of Aaron's there. Needs a little bit of luck. Willing it to hang on, but just slipping under. Here's the insurance shot. On the perfect world, he can make 4 here. I'd rather it him than me, but it is on. Nothing to lose, though. Here we go for the first set. Funny chance. Funny chance. Well, I tell you what, it's a very good bowl. Just not quite the desired result.
It's not, and it will be the first set, so he can't pick up 4 shots. How many will it be? And who will it be to? It's hard to tell from this angle whether it's a green. It's a 1 to white. And so 1 shot to Aaron Wilson, and the first set goes to the Victorian 12-3. Let's head downstairs. Here's Andrew Holmes.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Peter Harris, the National Training Centre coach from WA, joined us, and although dropping the first set, he thought Matthew just sort of found his way into that last couple of ends.
Yeah, no, we had a conversation 5 minutes ago just to get set for the second set. That's what sets play is all about. When one set goes, you start for the second set.
What sort of message do you try and get across in those little sort of 20-second, 30-second chat sideline?
It's more of a build their confidence, just reaffirming that they're going okay or what they need to improve on. But really, Matt's got a lot of confidence in himself, so just play his own game.
He faced a heavy deficit in the semi-final against the previous opponent. He knows how to pull himself out of a spot.
Yeah, he knows he's got a great head on his shoulders, and he never gets down on himself, or rarely gets down on himself, and he'll fight back. He'll give it all he's got, and if he goes down, he'll go down swinging.
He's sort of come from relative obscurity to most of us. When did you start to get hold of his ability and nurture it?
I suppose I was lucky enough about 4 years ago when he started taking part in the under-18 system in WA. So he's now had 4 good years in that system, and this will be his first year, in senior ranks, and this is a great start for him.
Great experience for him, isn't it?
Oh, terrific experience. It doesn't get any better than this.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Yes, he's achieved much in 12 months in the senior ranks. Most probably less than that, really.
Pretty happy at the moment, I think, although he would like to get off to a flyer here in the second set. He desperately needs to win one of these heads and have a significant change in length. Get that jack somewhere else, because at the moment Aaron's dominating on this length. Feeling very at home on it. Here's his chance. Didn't really like it out of the hand. It's not bad though. Well. There you go.
He did drop the head, didn't he?
He sure did. Solid weight, big weight. Close.
It's on line.
Great hit.
He's
Wow,
hit it.
look at this. Whoop.
And it's just in. I think that was the bowl that hit the jack. And so now he has 2 shots. But this is a hard one, isn't it, for Matt? Because the jack... Did the jack go in the ditch, or is it just sitting there on the edge?
Just right on the very edge, right on the lip. He's got a great result out of that. It was a very solid hit. Oh, he liked it too. Big fist pump. He wants to keep this momentum going. This is a tough shot. New territory out here. They have not played anywhere near this length end going this way. Got to believe in himself that he can draw this. Be a big confidence boost if he can. It's been a lot slower out that side. Willing it on.
It's not going to get there. Not really close, as it saved him 1. No, it is 2. So 2 there to Aaron Wilson to start the second set. It's been a real battle here for Matt Ayres. He's only won 2 of the 9 ends that have been played so far in this final. A lot of that is to do with the fact that the first bowl, most ends from Aaron Wilson, have been right on the money.
Yeah, he's just kept the pressure. He's been relentless, hasn't he? And
this
look
one
at that.
won't be that.
As soon as he gives somebody a rap, look what happens.
Can he take advantage of it though here?
He has to. It's good. It's not great, but it's good. It's not bad either. Well, he went away for a minute, but that was all. Good reply. Well done. Good shot. How fast is it? How many times have I said it? I'm driving myself crazy, but he is quick, isn't he?
You've got to make sure his opponent's out of the way.
Yeah. Again, if I was Matthew, I would try and slow this down a little bit.
These are the sorts of things we're talking about, tactics and the flow of the game, etc. To learn. The skills a bit easier, but knowing what to do, when to do it, is a bit different to how to do it. And he's come up with a couple of good bowls there that
Fine shot.
It's not good enough.
Gives him a chance with his last bowl.
Well, he's made his opponent slow down a bit. Stop and think about it. So there is the first item on the checklist.
Needs another bowl in the head. So just try and draw on. He'll be hopeful not to give it away, but he does need another one in the head. Played it well. What's he going to do? He's going to touch it. Magnificent shot. He's in good touch. He's in very good touch.
It's close, Steve. It is close. Maybe just white. It is, says the marker.
There's a bit of a chance here for Matthew. Needs to play more weight than his last. He only had draw weight in his last one. He needs to get a little bit loose here. Relax and a bit of a fun run down here on the forehand. Could get a great result.
The ring suggests it's a bit closer than the marker thinks, so it'll be interesting.
He's playing the shot. He's close to there.
Yeah.
Well, he just needs the right result now. He's going to get contact. Can he get them both? And he has.
Outstanding play from Matt Ayres. His best bowl of this final. And he'll pick up 2 shots surely there. And will be 2 to the green with Matt Ayres. And we'll be back level at 2-all, the closest he's been since.
Is it 2? I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say 1.
So 2 there to Ayres. 2-all in the second set. Welcome back to the men's singles final as Aaron Wilson and Matt Ayres do battle. Is that the moment that may have just stopped the momentum slightly of Aaron Wilson? He's still in control of the match, Wilson. But Ayres has shown what he's capable of, and he may have let himself down a bit here with his opening bowl.
You could hear the disapproving grunt, I think it was.
I'll just finish this.
May not have been happy with it, Steve, but at least it's past the jack, isn't it?
It's correct. Oh, it's not out of the play by any means, and that's in terms of how Aaron's been playing. That's a little bit loose too. It's a much longer length, this one. The rink could be reacting a little bit differently, a little bit wider perhaps down that side too. So hopefully lesson learned on bowl 1 from both players, and see how this goes. He's got a lot more interest in it. Pretty good. Very good. He's narrow out of hand, doesn't like it.
What are the next 2, mate? Sorry, mate. Well, second and third.
Bit of a nervous shot, that one, I think, the last one.
You have second and
Bit
third.
tense.
Yeah, but having said that, Steve, the wind really picked up just as he was about to bowl, like noticeably.
Yes.
Maybe that threw him off. I'll try and give him some sort of defence there, because the flags are really all of a sudden blowing strong at the far end of the ring. This is a pretty good shot, isn't it?
Very well.
Outstanding play from Aaron Wilson.
Classy stuff.
Hasn't the game changed
I'll say.
in 5-10 years?
I'll say.
Maybe even less than that. 17-year-old Matt Ayres.
Trying to play a similar shot to that of Aaron's last one. Down, he might be lacking just a bit of weight on that line. Kicks a goal, unfortunately for him.
Chance for 3 here, maybe more. Will he look at trying getting rid of that green bowl of Matt Ayres?
Real looping action. Lunges into it and does it very well. He's just got a little bit of fear of that green bowl out there, the way he played that. Played on the safe side. A little bit of luck. Well, he wasn't far away.
One to Aaron Wilson.
Okay.
And so 3 ends have gone in this second set. Wilson took the first, 12-3, leads 3-2 after 3 ends in this second set of the men's singles final at the Australian Open of 2013. I reckon my co-commentator here, Steve Glasson, who's the national head coach, will head away from Darebin after a week of fierce competition with a black book that's almost full of new names that may not have been in the book before you came here, Steve.
Oh, definitely, Mark. There's a few new phone numbers and details in there now. So, and isn't that exciting for the sport? It's it keeps, you know, we've had a great finish to 2012 with 5 gold medals and 2 silvers at the World Championships. Things are going well on that side. And
it's important to build on that, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, and you know, it keeps that competitive nature going as far as selections go, and our future in the sport. You know, Australia is one of the commanding nations in the world of lawn bowls, but you can't rest on your laurels. I mean, you see talent like this, and you know, some of the young girls coming through the sport as well. It all goes well for a very healthy future, which is vital. And I don't say that lightly. It's been really impressive.
He's just really struggling, Matt Ayres, for any consistency and a bit of rhythm, where his opponent has been in the groove from the get-go.
Not out of it yet. Not out of it yet. You can get a little sniff. String just a couple of ends together.
Well, he showed some glimpses, hasn't he? But he
sure has.
It's been 1 or 2 good bowls per end every now and again.
It's the joys of sets play. It can turn so quickly.
This is a bit better.
Needs solid connection. Well, he's just under it. Trouble is, it slipped through a little bit, and again, Aaron's on the front foot with a chance to increase his already count of 2. He's doing it well to there. Close here. Needs to stop now. Oh, well played. It's a big bowl. He's hanging in there. Not a million miles away here. Well, fantastic attempt. Just had to clear that front bowl.
He's got to be careful here, Matt Ayres.
Very careful.
Oh.
Well,
I hope it's not too hard.
No, he's safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was dangerous, that. Take
Possibly
the one
good
and run.
miss.
It is 1 to Ayres, and so back to 3-all. This is the critical shot of this end, isn't it, for him? He hasn't been able to, when he's got control of the mat, Steve, he just hasn't put his first bowl on the money as he would like.
But no, it's very correct. He's actually changed the length here a bit. He's brought the mat up, fair way up the green, and positioned the jack, and I think they've only had it once down that far end rather, so he's trying everything, different lengths. Again, he's got that out narrow out of the hand. Just fell away from his delivery a little bit then. Of course, those short bowls are a killer. It's almost like he's using 1 or 2 of his first bowls to find his way to the jack, and then getting one there. So, like, he's fighting hard, he's scrambling. Needs to get those first 2 bowls happening.
That's part of the problem for him, isn't it, Steve, that he's fighting rather than just letting it happen. He just hasn't been able to get into the rhythm at the moment.
No, that's right. Only takes an end or two, but
it's only 3-all in the second set.
Yeah.
It's not as if it's become an impossible mission for him.
He's just looking a little tight in his action at the moment. He's coming up, you know, he's a tall young man. He's coming up pretty quickly as he lets it go, and I'd like to see him plan himself a little bit longer on that mat. A little bit more control in his action. And I think it's really just a case of maybe a little bit tense. He's got his hands on his head at the moment.
And his opponent playing well. How can he fit through there to get near the jack? That is the question.
Bring the house down if he plays it. He's trying to draw the shot. Again, he's on a narrow line. He needs some help off these front bowls now. I'd be disappointed with that.
Huge moment here in this final for Aaron Wilson. He holds 3.
Is this an $18,000 bowl right now?
Could be. There's no mucking around.
No.
I suppose when you hold 3, there's not a huge amount of pressure on you. It's got to go.
Willing it to hurry. A little, well, that could be enough.
It'll be tight. 3 white ones in a row there.
I think it's 4, mate.
I think it's 4. Wilson thinks it's 4. He hopes it's 4.
4.
Yep, it is 4 for Aaron Wilson. What a massive end, Steve, in the context of this final. And is now 7-3 in the second set.
Be disappointed, young Matt, with that head.
That's well short, isn't it?
That's just a lapse in concentration from Aaron. Very uncharacteristic of him.
Wind really picking up here now at Darebin. You can hear it. Our sound effects microphones. You can hear the rattling of the flag poles. What he'll also be disappointed with, I think, too, Steve, Matt, when he reviews this final, is that the ends he's lost, the majority of the ends he's lost, he's given up big numbers.
Yes.
Like, it just hasn't been one shot here, one shot there. It's been 4s, and 1 4, or some 3s, some 2s.
And they kill you in sets play. They kill you in any game, but in particular sets play, yeah, it's just so hard to get back.
Hurry.
And he's not far off, just a touch short, but again the short bowls. Look, it can't be too harsh on him. He's 17 years of age. He's still a chance here. He's had a magnificent tournament, but at the moment, his very senior 21-year-old opponent just playing too consistent.
And despite the fact that he is 21, Aaron Wilson, he has been through to a semi-final of the Australian Open before, which would be of enormous advantage to him in this final.
Certainly would be. It's easy to say that it's just another game, but there's a, you know, for a 17-year-old, it's a massive prize purse available. Limited experience at the best. You know, this is his second game on a TV rink. Probably wondering, what am I doing here?
And a long week, Steve. Emotionally, draining,
yes,
mentally draining.
Probably never had the crowds around like he has here, you know, the noise and the anticipation, and people love winners, you know. He's had a lot of people in his face all week, which is fantastic, a lot of support.
That's not great there from Aaron, and now this is an opportunity he's got to take.
He's on the forehand, so that tells you he's playing weight. Very tall young man, he should be able to get a bit of speed behind it. He's not playing big weight, more controlled, but he's very interested. Trouble is, it just drifts off there a little bit on that hand. It's a great try.
This is everything, and it will be one to Aaron Wilson. It is 8-3 in their second set to the man that took the first, 12-3.
He's been quick to jump on it with his first bowl.
Well, he's in the position now too, Aaron, isn't he, that he knows ends are running out. He's got a 5-shot buffer. He can become a spoiler too, as Matt lets that go and didn't like it. He can become a spoiler and say, okay, you can have a shot.
Yeah.
3-1s and you're not going to win.
No. And that will be his focus, I'm sure. He's feeling very relaxed, I dare say, at the moment. Very at ease with the way things are going. And of course, wins one more end. And you nearly have to say, well, the title would be his.
He's been too consistent, hasn't he?
He has. Better out of the hand. Here's a jack. And of course, when you're chasing, you tend to get those little holes, those little gaps more often, and they hurt.
And he just hasn't been able to bring his supporter base into the game either.
No. Psychologically, they hurt. Close. Well played. There's the crowd. There's his supporters. Look of concern on his coach's face too. He knows they're up against it now.
This has got to go a bit, doesn't it?
Struggling to get there. Well, okay. Chance again. A double here would be good for him.
Well, he could, if he trails the jack, he could pick up 4, couldn't he?
He could. Tough shot to get around that last one of Aaron's and get the jack, but hey.
Back is your ball. Aaron in front. Nearly 2 feet.
Is this a little bit of an experience, not going down and having a look himself?
Perhaps. I think he'll just be trying to draw another shot. If he can get a little touch on the jack, he'll certainly make 3, and if he gets solid contact, well, as you say, Mark, 4, and it's game on again.
He'd love 3.
He's not far away. Tell you what, oh, it's a great try. Well, might be good enough for 2.
He's got 2, I think. He's desperately hoping it might be 3, but it is 2 to Ayres. And he was down 10-3 in the second set against Nathan Rice in the semi-final and came back and halved at 10-all. He's been down 8-3 here. He's back to 8-5, but he needs to win it. He can't halve this set. If he does, it is the championship. But Stevie needs to put this close.
Yeah, get some pressure on. Aaron's got to be thinking a little bit about the title at the moment, just in the back of his mind.
We're at that stage, aren't we?
Well, it's got to happen. It's the biggest game of his career thus far.
It's a career changer.
It is. Ultimately, it is. Not bad.
18,000 for the winner, 8,000 for the runner-up. For these 2 young men, that's an enormous amount of money. But, you know, Australian Open champion, all of a sudden, you know, endorsements open up as well.
All manner of things. Opportunities.
Tournaments around the world.
It's massive.
And forever, he'll be known as an Australian Open champion.
alongside some names that have been huge in the sport. Leif Selby, Brett Wilkie, just to name a few. Mark Casey, names synonymous with the sport. Well, he's not going away. Well done. Bit more urgency in Aaron here. He's followed this bowl up a little way up the green. He's played it well. He's got to hurry.
Let's try and narrows it to 1.
You'd expect he'd need a double here, really.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But stranger things have happened.
So as we mentioned, a half is not good enough for him. He must win this set.
He's following with interest again. Needs to hold. He's close. He's played it well. Great shot.
Now it's 2.
He's going big.
He is. Is it online?
It's close.
It's close. He's got his own.
Well, he's got everything.
And now it's still 2.
Still 2. 3 would be huge.
Like to
3
draw
would be
in
massive.
such a way that it doesn't leave a target.
True. He won't be thinking about too much about that. He'll be just trying to ensure that he does count. And
Is this a massive moment in this final?
He's watching with interest also. He's close. He's played it well. He just needs to run now. A little further. He's willing it on. And he's played it. Well played. And what he's done with that, he's actually made drawing the shot very difficult on the forehand, which has been Aaron's favourite hand. So
He has a couple of options here, doesn't he, Aaron? What would you be playing here?
oh, look, it's a confidence thing. If it were me, I think I'd be trying to draw a shot in the backhand.
And considering the position of the match?
Yeah. 1 down's good for him. He's going quick. This is the exuberance of youth.
The drive is on.
He's
It's
close.
pretty straight. It's pretty straight. He's knocked one
he's
out.
got 1 out.
And so it will be 2. I can't see any other bowls on the green. I think it's 2. It is 2 to Matt Ayres. And so he's got himself back into a position where he can keep his hopes alive. Welcome back to the men's singles final as Aaron Wilson and Matt Ayres do battle. Well, at 8-3 after 6 ends of this second set, he would have taken this position in the last end of the set.
Nothing to lose here. He was gone, literally gone. And now there's been a lifeline.
He's gone as far back as possible with the jack, which he pretty much did this last end as well.
Needs good, really good first opening bowl.
Looks a bit better, Steve.
Oh, it's on a good line. He's got the weight now. He has. Wow.
There's the crowd. It's been missing.
He's left the best till last, more or less, but gee, couldn't ask for better.
And Aaron Wilson, who's been in control of the match and can see the finish line, all of a sudden.
Tell you what, it's a good reply though.
It is.
That's very well played. Very well played.
Very tricky here for Matt Ayres.
He's got to make sure he plays this with a lot of confidence because, tell you what, he's played it very well again. Easy now. That is fantastic bowling.
Perfect.
That is fantastic. He's probably a little bit unlucky in the end that he's opened it up and given Aaron a bit of a cider at it. But at the moment he lies set. Well, he's on the tightest side here. He's in a hole. Oh, he's played it very well.
Outstanding bowling from Aaron Wilson. He can see that finish line He was down to, he now holds at least one.
It's hard to escape from this now too. It's possible. Needs a great result.
How does he do it?
I think he's got to play backhand and get maybe catch half the front white bowl and dislodge both, and hopefully the jack will remain pretty close, if not stay exactly where it is. He's looking at the forehand, so I'm not sure what he's trying here.
Wait.
He's got something in mind. He likes it. He's very close.
Gonna hit his own.
And he's got it. Oh, wow.
How good is this? 17 years of age, and he's come up with a remarkable shot to give himself 2 shots.
The championship's on the line. It's the 5 best shots of the game so far by both players. Ayres must be thinking, what have I got to do? What have I got to do to win this? Well, it was a different delivery. He didn't get away as clean as normal, but he's certainly in the area. He's interested again. He likes it again.
Remember, Matt Ayres has to win this end by 2 shots. And I think at the moment he only has 1. He does. He's got 1 bowl left. He's got to pick up another shot here to stay alive.
How's the heart rate?
Mine's okay. How's that man's?
Yeah.
Aaron Wilson's.
Yeah.
I know, that's what.
Well, it's up to this. It's up to the 17-year-old now to stay in the Australian Open final.
I bet you Aaron's thinking, I do not want to play my last.
I bet she doesn't.
What's
he do here? What's he do? Try and get rid of the white, obviously, but
I think he's trying to draw the shot. And even a touch on the jack in the perfect world gives him a set lie. Again.
This to stay in the final. If he can't draw a shot here, he's gone.
He's giving himself a chance. I don't think he's short.
It's not a bad line, Steve.
He's close. He's not short, so he needs a bit of help here. Needs solid connection, solid. Oh, he's got it.
He has done it. That is unbelievable. That is
brilliant.
Quite extraordinary. Not only from Matt Ayres, but from Aaron Wilson as well. What an end of bowls this has been. Well, now what does Aaron do?
Well, he's going. He wants to peel one of them out.
This for the Australian
no,
Open
he's missed it.
Championship.
Well,
he's
he's got to
fallen
get off.
over. He's hit his own and missed the ball. And there is 3 shots to Matt Ayres, and we're going to a tie break. Can you believe what you've just seen? Well, that's interesting here. That Matt Ayres has got the mat without a toss of the coin here.
I think they did a quick one. They did a very quick one, I think.
The umpire came on because the marker was on his way down to toss the coin.
I think they did it really quick.
Wow.
They kept the marker out of it, I think. And
Steve, I mentioned to you off air how this young bloke impressed me with his composure in the semi-final. He was out of this match. How does a 17-year-old work his way back like that?
I mean, the last head alone was just sensational. To see the shots played. Well.
Hurry.
And he's got a good start here too. Not far away. Aaron Wilson's got to be thinking, what have I got to do to win this? I was in control. I held match. Held championship. And here we are going to a tiebreaker. Tell you what, he's played it well though. Just incredible. You got to love sport, haven't you? You got to love this game.
Well, let's stay on. No, it doesn't. There aren't too many sports in the world, Steve, where you can have a national championship, an open championship, where you have a 17-year-old against a 21-year-old.
No, not at all. Just close again here if he misses the green. Just enough.
I wonder how much energy it's taken out of Matt Ayres to get himself to this tie break. That was a loose second bowl. That.
Yeah, well, the good thing is it was up. It's past the head. He's got to will himself on just for another 15 minutes. It's just slipping by again, I think.
Down.
Two, mate.
A little bit of insurance here.
Sudden death. Whoever wins this tie-break set is the Australian Open champion. And who would have thought half an hour ago we'd be in this situation?
It's one of the best ends of bowls I think I've ever seen, especially under the circumstances. Here we go, he's away. Well, he's got to just ease off the accelerator a little bit here. He's gone a touch wider this time.
It's not going to come back, is it?
Well, it's advantage Aaron again, but we've seen that before.
Beat 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭 4-3 in the tie-break of the quarter-final. After being down 3-0 after 2 ends.
Getting maximum 4 in the last end.
Yeah.
Close. No, he's played it well. Played it very well.
Perfection.
Well played.
Perfect
Well
from Aaron Wilson. What a reply after the disappointment of the last end of that second set. And it is 3 to the young Victorian to open up a 3-0 lead after the first end of the tie-break as we head downstairs. Here's Andrew Holmes with Mark Cowan.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. You've been around the game a long time. These two lads haven't been. Have you seen an end like that to close out the second set?
No, it was very exciting. No good for my blood pressure, I know that much, Andrew. But one thing I've learned about Matthew, he's got a good ticker and he never gives up, which has been a real credit to him. So it's come right down to the wire now. So
both players have played this match like they are long-time experienced players of the game, and they're cool, calm, collected.
Exactly right. There's no stress on their face or anything. They just play the game, and yeah, they're playing some very, very big conversions to keep them in the game. So
the ultimate response from Aaron would have been to start this tiebreak well. He's just done that after the disappointment of the second set to pick up 3.
Exactly. You know, he had a chance to go out and didn't take it, and now getting 3 on the board, it certainly puts pressure back on Matthew now. So
we know who you'd like to win. Can you pick a winner?
Not at this stage, mate. Give me another end.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
He has the driver's position at the moment, does Aaron Wilson. And he's shortened the end a bit, and he's back on the money with his opening bowl as he has most of the match. A little bit tight there, Matt. At least he got to the head.
It's in the game, as we say. That last one, once it's past the jack, it's in the game. More often than not, the little white ball goes backwards rather than forwards, so good opening again. I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with Aaron as well. I mean, he did everything to win that second set, and yet still found himself in the tiebreak, and he's hit back in the best possible fashion at the start of this tiebreak. You know, it would have been easy to be a bit disgruntled, fairly disappointed, loss of concentration, any of those things. And he's really hit straight back.
This is a good try here, isn't it?
Well played. Certainly the crowd's getting their money worth. That's for certain.
Shot here.
It's a good shot.
Did it just fall out though?
Yep. Just went the wrong way slightly. Needs another big one now. Every bowl counts at this stage.
Well, he doesn't want to be chasing too many on the final end, does he?
No.
Down.
Well, maybe he does. He seems to enjoy that challenge.
He does do it well.
Wasn't far off.
Touch quick, but his idea was good. He didn't want to leg up there short. He likes it.
Get him out.
Great shot.
Haven't we seen some terrific play in this final, but particularly the last 10 or 15 minutes or so?
We sure have. There is a chance here for young Matthew landing the bowl, or better still, jack movement down the back, 2 or 3 shots if he follows it.
Geez, it looks 2, but
It does, doesn't
they're
it?
closer than we are, Steve. So we'll take it at 1. If it was 2, that's the match.
Oh, he needs the jack. Oh, I think he's tight. Doesn't like it.
He knows it. And even
just
with
the
1,
one.
it means that he needs 4 to send it to a 4th end.
Can lightning strike twice in the same event? He did it to 𝘗𝘳𝘴𝘦𝘴𝘦.
4-0, 2 ends of this 3-end tie-break. The only way that he can send it to a 4th is to get 4 shots, and you wouldn't think that his opponent would allow him to do that. But the advantage he has is that he does have the final bowl.
I'm not writing anything off at this stage.
No,
I think
not
I've
after we've
just about
seen.
everything, I think.
This is where I think this has been the difference in the match, hasn't it, Steve?
It has, most certainly. The first bowl, definitely. And he's played it well again. He's made an art form of it. Well played.
I think it would also be fair to say that if you didn't see the scoreboard and you'd just been watching the bowlers and their bowls, that Aaron has been the more consistent and the better bowler in general over the match.
In general, yes. Yep. Matthew's played some great shots to stay in, and he's hung in, and it's a credit to him, no doubt. It's a wonderful fighting effort. He's got a big ticker. But overall, you'd have to say Aaron has played better. And straight away, it looks tough already.
Remembering, he's got to pick up 4.
Yeah. Well, has he got the weight here? Well, he wouldn't be happy with that. Hasn't done him a lot of harm, but he wouldn't be happy with it. Mind you, he's still feeling pretty good at 4-0 up with 1 end to play.
I know whose position I'd rather be in.
Yes. It's close. Easy now. He doesn't want to take it too far because it takes his first bowl out. Well, it's a wonderful shot. However, it's going to make it very hard to get his first bowl, which is now 1.5 metres, 2 metres short of the jack in the count to make 4. Especially when...
He's got to peel the white bowls out, doesn't he?
Yeah. When you start looking at that, you start looking at needing a lot of luck.
He's got to peel.
He's got to land 1. Should they put it out of bounds? He's trying to land that last bowl of Aaron's. Well, he hasn't got a lot of weight, so he's going to get another one in the head. And then try and play something freaky with his last. Good bowls. Not much to think about, Aaron. Just another one down there, son.
I can't see how it's physically possible for Matt to pick up 4 shots. I mean, the 2 bowls there of Aaron's are just too far apart with 1 bowl remaining for him to possibly get rid of those 2 and keep his bowl there. Because he's got another bowl here, Aaron, so he's got to get rid of 3.
I'm done.
The situation, isn't it, that the mind's a little bit jumbled and he's thinking about things that can happen which are unrealistic, you know, after what's happened to him in the last set.
Yeah.
He's believing that his opponent can pull off the impossible, and the impossible here, that's a magnificent bowl here.
Yeah.
So with 1 bowl remaining, Matt Ayres has got to peel off 3 white bowls that are separated, by about 7 feet. And all his bowls have got to stay in the same spot. Steve.
Mark, if he gets this, well...
You'll go home and not watch another game of bowls again because it would be unbelievable.
Think so. I'll shout you lobster for dinner tonight. The works. It's on me if he gets this.
Yeah.
He's got to plough the front bowls and hope like mad that something comes off. That's his only chance.
You always got to still onto that, unless you see something else.
Well, he's got to peel off the bowl of Ayres near his front bowl without touching Aaron's bowl that's on the centre line as well, doesn't he? He's got to get past that front bowl to get his next bowl to ricochet off to the other one, but then come back and hit the back one.
Can you say that again?
It's almost like John F. Kennedy's assassination. There's got to be someone else other than someone on the grassy knoll and the book depository for him to win.
Here we go. One heck of a haymaker here. Let's see.
All or nothing. This is it. Australian Open champion. Who will it be? It's going to be Aaron Wilson.
One.
He's going to get one,
two.
two.
Oh.
He tried hard, but in the end, the 21-year-old Victorian Aaron Wilson is the Australian Open champion. But what a gallant fight from 17-year-old Matthew Ayres of WA.
He was too good. He was too good. Well played, both boys.
Well played.
What an extraordinary match to send it into a tie-break after Aaron led 8-3 after 6 ends of the second set. The 9th end of that set was one of the more remarkable ends of bowls you'll ever see, just to send it in to a tie-break.
One of the best I've seen. Well done to both players, and they've got a stellar future ahead of them.
So what a fitting finale to the Australian Open Championships of 2013. 21-year-old Aaron Wilson is the singles champion in the men's. Congratulations, mate. Have you stopped shaking?
Nah, no cheers. Won't be for a long time yet. I can't believe it.
It's been an extraordinary week. You've been to the semi-finals before. How nervous were you, honestly, heading into this match?
Well, I always have big nerves at the start of the game, but once into it wasn't too bad. But when we come back in that second set and pulled it off, I was really nerves were starting to hit. So.
I think the key to the match was your first bowl. You were there or thereabouts every time putting the pressure on him. Did you see it that way?
Yeah, just good weight up and nailed the head early and put him under a lot of pump. Put him under the pump. So, you know, I think that was the key to the game, and from there was our history. So,
what does it mean to you?
Oh, one of the hardest events you'll ever see won. So, I'm just ecstatic. Can't believe it. So.
Yeah, well, congratulations, mate. You're an Australian Open champion. Well played.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Well, there it is. Aaron Wilson is our men's singles champion, which wraps up what has been a terrific week of lawn bowls here at the Darabin International Sports Centre. On behalf of all my co-commentators, for all the action we've seen, I say thank you for your company, and we say goodbye from Melbourne.